Hello guys, I am back from another review and today we're talking about what a deku was the ultimate hybrid. So in the last video deku, after getting interrupted by this guy by the name of Hastor, they were attacked. So Izuku defeated them pretty easily but was knocked out in the process. So Izuku was brought to the hospital and Izuku met Count Dracula, aka the father of Monoma. The father of Monoma, known as Dracula, proposed a certain idea for Izuku. Wait for a second. And that certain idea was Count Dracula making an arranged marriage with Izuku and Monoma. So, yeah. So, after that whole thing, Izuku was visited by these four girls: Toga, Monoma, Todoroki, and Bakugo. They were pretty much worried about Izuku. So, after that day, Izuku questioned about everything. About how his life was changed because of this day. Or at least when he first got adopted by the Hades family. So yeah. So let's talk about what happens next. So after Izuku finished getting his rest from the hospital, Izuku got back to school where they're going to be picking their god names. As in god names, they're going to be, picking the name that they're going to be called as a god. So yeah, I'm going to be picking a name from the comments in the post. So yeah, wait for a second guys. So, after everybody picked their respective god names, Izuku was it's Izuku's turn, where Izuku says this: "My name is the god of of the underworld, but not only that, the god of wealth. Call me Fuji." As they say, wait, that's a Japanese name. Izuku says, "Well, I'm actually part Japanese, so it makes sense." As they say, "Oh, okay." So after they finished doing that, they started going home, where they're going to be training a lot because because well because I didn't have a plan for some sort of where they're going to be going to a hero agency. I'm just going to say that they're just going to be training a lot. So after training, it's finally the day that is where they're going to be doing the final exams, where they're going to be fighting well well Pacific gods from Pacific pantheons. In Izuku's case, he's going to be fighting Typhon. If you don't know who's Typhon, this is going to be a bit of a mythology segment. So if you want to skip this, you can just get out of the video or just skip it a lot. So yeah, so let us begin. So Typhon is basically a god of monsters, but not only that, he's the father of all monsters. And his wife, Echidna, is the mother of all monsters. So she made all of these monsters, like for example the Chimera, the Minium Lion, the Sphinx, and other such magical dangerous creatures from mythology. So yeah, so that's the mythology segment. Let's go back to the video. Let's go back to the story proper. So Izuku's team is basically wait for this. So Izuku's team is Bakugo, Monoma, Toga, and Todoroki, which is going to be a five-man team or a five-people team. I'm just gonna say it because I just imagine all of the feminists. Anyway, so Izuku gets ready, including Monoma, Toga, Bakugo, and Todoroki. As Typhon says, "So, I'm gonna be fight guys. Huh. This is going to be fun. It's been a long time since I've gone to a fight. Right, brother?" As wait for a second. As Zeus sees Typhon look at him, as he says, right, brother." And if you don't know, Typhon was born out of a out of Gaia, aka the mother of Zeus. So Gaia basically the principal of the school, and she says, "Ready, get set, go!" As Typhon starts charging in, creating his large, terrifying wings that block out the sun. Yeah, that's actually a thing in mythology. But instead of blocking out the sun, it's more like blocking out the stars. So, he creates his gigantic wings and transforms into his more monstrous form. He gains, his lower half becomes tons and tons of snakes. His face, well, that let's just say he has, say that he has tons and tons of flaming faces. Yes, that's also a part of the mythology. He has flaming faces. And not only that, he has snakes for arms, which is not, crazy enough. He also has the ability to shoot out. I'm not joking. He's able to basically shoot out freaking meteors. And I said freaking, not the F word. So, he starts shooting out, the, the meteorites as Izuku starts dodging, including Monoma, Toga, Bakugo, and Loki. Todoroki starts creating her scythe as she basically uses the blunt end to basically, well, how do I say it? To disorient him. So, Bakugo starts using her, her war god, heritage to basically, punch him right in the stomach. And then it's not helping that she's also, part Oni. So, she has extra, strength. So, she starts punching really hard as Typhon starts feeling it a little bit. For Izuku, he starts summoning out his, his werewolf axe as he bashes the skin of, Typhon. As Typhon's, hard, let's just say carapace starts breaking off. For Monoma, she starts finding weaknesses. He says to Izuku, "Hey Izuku, I think I found a weakness." Izuku says, "Where?" She points at a little, spot of the, of Typhon, which is uncovered. So, Izuku kicks into it as it causes him to knock out. So, yeah. So, after that whole, final exam, they were told that Izuku's team was the highest score in the class. So yeah. So after that day, they started going to, their homes where they're going to be, resting for a while because they're going to be going to, a training camp. Wait for a second. And that training camp is, in between the, mortal and, underworld, which we're gonna call it the Thanatos training camp, where Thanatos lives. And if you don't know who's Thanatos, he's a god of peaceful death. But for some reason in the mythology, actually, let me just explain a little bit. This is going to be a little bit of a rant, so just skip it. So wait for a second, guys. So everybody thinks that Thanatos, or at least some people think that Thanatos is actually a bad guy, quote unquote, just because he's a god of, death, just like on the Hades. They're both always associated with evil and other types of, well, and other such bad things associated with, Hades and Thanatos. But in the actual mythology, they're actually good people, especially, Thanatos and Hades. But you know what should be called villains in these stories, or should be like the bad guys in, Greek mythology? Well, there is, Zeus. There's Poseidon. There's also, well, you can kind of call her a bad guy, but actually you can just call her a bad guy. There's also, what is her name? Hera. Hera is also kind of a bad guy just because She even decided to try and kill any woman that dares, like, well, have a one night stand with, well, Zeus. Even though it's technically Zeus's fault for, well, doing all of the raping. And I know this is kind of a sensitive topic, but Zeus is completely like a rapist. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Zeus is really cool just because he's a god of lightning, but dang, he's a. I just hate Zeus. People just associate him with good, but almost every single type of people that every time when they think of, like, well, Hades, they think of like evil, like the devil. In actuality, he's the complete opposite. He's actually really good, especially with, well, his wife Persephone. Even though in the legends, they uh, in Persephone's kidnapping, people think that, well, Zeus is actually the good person, but he always cheats on his wife. Not, well, for Hades, he doesn't cheat on his wife. In fact, anybody that tries to, well, try and ruin their relationship, they basically get, well, or gets punished severely. So yeah, that is why I think most of the time when people associate with Hades, I would sometimes get mad. So yeah, the rant is over. Let's get back to the video. So Izuku is basically packing up all of his things as they started going inside of the, well, the large let's just say, like, large carriage. So everybody is basically talking except for Izuku because, well, he's currently, well, reading on a book about, well, how to deal with relationships just because, well, four girls are fighting over him. So, while Izuku was reading on that, one of his classmates, being Kaminari says, "Hey, what are you reading?" As Izuku says, it's nothing." As Mina basically grabs the book by basically using her, well, powers, as she says, "Whoa, I didn't know that you're trying to, well, deal with relationships. So, can I help you with that, Izuku?" Izuku says, "No, just give it back, my book." So, Izuku, after, well, reading it, they basically hear this from Aizawa. "Alright, we're here." So, they basically made it to the, well, Thanatos training camp. As Thanatos was, well, just making chains. As Thanatos, he's pretty much like a nerd. As Izuku says, "So you're Thanatos." As he says, "Wait. Ah, you must be Pluto's kid. It's been a long time." As Izuku says, "A long time?" As he says, "You seriously forgot? I was your, well, I was the first person that ever saw you." As Izuku says, "Sorry, it's been a long time." And he says, "Okay, anyway, they're gonna be training over there. I'll be, well, finishing up on some stuff." So, yeah. So, everybody was training as they see, well, a large, well, body of water. Basically, a large lake. As Kaminari says, "Hey, do you want to swim?" The rest of the people basically, well, say no thanks. But for Froppy, she jumps in with her clothes still on, as she basically slams down into the water, as she says, "Oh, it feels refreshing, Kero." As she starts summoning out, well, tons and tons of frogs. So they start shooting out fire and creates, well, a natural hot tub. As she says, feels nice, Kero." Izuku says, "Oh, wait for a second." Izuku says, "Whoa, um, I'll be going back to my room." As everybody says, "Yeah, we should." So, after, well, A while, Sue basically came back as everybody's basically eating dinner. For Izuku, he's basically still reading on that book. As well, wait for a second. While Izuku was reading that book, Izuku here actually feels something behind him. Somebody tapping on his shoulder. Izuku looks up as well, Izuku sees Monoma and the rest of Class 1B. As Izuku says, "Oh no." As Izuku gets hugged by Monoma, and she says, "Hello. I can't believe we get to stay together for a week." As Izuku says, "No, no, no." So yeah. So everybody starts going into their cabin, including Izuku's, which Izuku was just one boy inside of this, one cabin for 5 people. And you know what are the 4 other people? Those are, well, wait for a second. Those are Toga, Monoma, Bakugo, and not Kaminari, I meant Todoroki. Izuku's just one boy in this, in this entire cabin. And this cabin is just full with, just girls. Izuku's basically like the black sheep. Izuku says to himself, "Damn it, why do I have to stay in this cabin? Especially because Monoma's there." So, when Izuku's about to, fall to sleep, Izuku feels something. Izuku sees all 4 of the girls basically sleeping with him. He says, "What are you doing?" As they say, "Come on, Izuku, you're so warm." As Monoma says, "Yeah, you feel so nice." For Todoroki, she says, "It feels nice." As Ribako says, "Shut up. I want you to just be my pillow." Izuku says, "Why?" So, yeah. So, Izuku falls asleep. It's going to be the next day soon. So, yeah. So, I hope you liked the video. Comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye-bye.